Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life.
Turn it
Hey,
and pull up.
darling, we could get out of town. See the beautiful world around, won't see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time. Driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.
Ah, I dropped one.
She's bruised.
Look back someday.
That one.
Set it aside.
Understand that we only get one life. I wanna make it count. Come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count.
It took 7 years for us to get fruit off of our apple trees that we planted. We were about 2 or 3 years in here to our homestead when we finally put the apple trees in, and we've waited and waited and nurtured and trimmed, and finally this is our best year ever for apples. It looks pretty good. We're going to share the harvest with you guys, and then Stacy's going to show you guys a recipe inside the kitchen there because it's pretty windy outside today. But we wanted to share this with you guys and have it on video. What's that?
Well, and it's kind of neat, like different apple trees, like smaller apple trees, for them to come to maturity, it's like usually 3 to 5 years. Some of them are anywhere from 7 to 10 years. So these are the best apples that we have ever had. They're nice and big and juicy, and we're really excited. So I have lots of plans for these apples. We've been eating a ton of them on the way, but we're gonna try to get them off here and can't wait to process them.
And before you guys start asking in the comment sections, what kind of apples are those? I had them all written down on a piece of paper that I've misplaced. So let me try to find them as we kind of get unshuffled from building the learning center and of course having the grandkids here. What a blessing that was. But if I find out the information, if I can find them, I'll let you know. But I know one was like a Zestar, something like that, and there was a couple of others. So stay tuned for the names of the apples. Like all good gardeners, make sure you label that stuff. I did put it somewhere, and I will find it. And these are some of the best looking ugly apples I've ever seen. Ha!
And the cool thing about apples is they can be grown farther north than most other fruit trees. because they bloom later in spring. So when you have frost, then you don't have to really worry about it if you have early frost. So that's the cool thing about apples, because they can be grown so much farther north.
Everyone's excited about us picking the apples. The turkeys find a good treat in the apples, and the chickens, but usually only if they fall on the ground and they've already cracked open. They won't really peck at the low-hanging fruit that I've noticed so far. Also with this tree, you'll notice down here at the bottom of the tree, we had some bad storms roll through earlier in the year. Was it this year or was it late last year? Do you remember? I think it was late last year.
Right, but then you fixed it.
Yeah, it was late last year, and the whole apple tree, basically I thought it was going to come out of the ground. It stayed in the ground down here, and I put a T-post in, which I'm soon to remove, just to make sure it didn't blow back the other way, and it stayed here just fine through spring, summer, fall now, and produced apples, actually the most apples it's ever produced, and so it may have aerated the roots and whatnot. So we're kind of keeping an eye on it, and you know, it actually makes it good for harvesting because it's a little closer to the ground.
Yeah, so. This is the easiest tree we've ever had to do, huh?
Yeah.
So I want to show you guys Doug and I's favorite thing to do with our apples. It's called turkey football. Chick, 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 chick.
Oh, Mr. Turkey! Yeah! Hey you guys, and remember, we're giving away a log cabin when we hit 1 million subscribers and 100 million views by the end of December 30th, 2020. All you have to do is click the link down below and register so we can get a hold of you if you win, and I'm pretty darn sure we're going to pull this off, guys, and we can only do it if every single person shares our videos and help get this information out, all this great homestead life information. We have almost 1,000 videos for you guys to watch and to get caught up to speed on our lifestyle, how we've been progressing the 10 years we've been out here. I think we have about 4 years of our life on video pretty much, and you guys can really enjoy that, and that'll help get the numbers up. Plus, don't miss a single video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. And if you're new here, yeah, you heard me right, we're giving away a log cabin kit, a 2-bedroom 1-bath log cabin kit, and all the details are on the link below, so check it out. Now Stacy's gonna take you guys inside, show you what we're gonna do with all this bounty. Too blessed, y'all. Too blessed.
All you're going to need is about 5 or 6 apples, in a quart jar, a sanitized quart jar. You're going to need some cinnamon, just a real lemon, and some water and some unrefined salt. That's it. Simple and easy. And maybe a couple days for it's going to go ahead and culture or ferment for those days. And all you're going to do is cut your apples in slices, just like I'm doing now. Easy, easy. When I sterilize my jars, I usually just pour boiling water over my mason jars, and then I let them set until I'm ready to use them. So I have a few jars all ready to go here. And all I'm going to do is, in another mason jar, put 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, next ingredient for this is salt, unrefined salt. My salt of choice is Redmond real salt. You can get it in bulk. I love to get it in bulk. We have links below if you guys are interested, and then that way I have salt at hand because I use it for everything. And you're gonna need a teaspoon of unrefined salt. Now, the next thing I'm gonna use is kombucha. So you can use store-bought kombucha if it's 100% raw. Get the plain. I like to do the ginger because you can put a little zing of ginger in there. And you're gonna put 2 tablespoons of the kombucha in there. Mix it all up. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of water in there. Simple and easy. Make sure that you are not using tap water with chlorine or fluoride because that will mess up the ferment. It needs to be good purified water, whether it be from, you know, a Brita pitcher or a Berkey or just good purified water. You don't want to use tap water. Now I'm going to fill my jars with the apple slices. And you guys can also use distilled water. I know you guys are thinking about that too. So distilled water will also work. And the neat thing about this, if you don't want your apple slices this size, you can make them smaller. If you had a bigger jar, you can make them bigger. There's nothing right or wrong when you're doing this stuff. Just whatever works for you guys. It's sort of like apple pickles. So the hardest thing about doing this is just kind of organizing it all so they all fit in the jar good. That you can get the more bang for your buck, as they say. All right. Now this is just a quart-size jar. You guys can use whatever size you want. I'm also going to do some more. I'm going to do half-gallon jars also. So you guys decide. I really like these sizes because they're easy for like the kids, that they can just kind of grab one. And if I just want a couple to eat, it makes it easier to eat. You can just kind of pick and go. You're going to pour your water over it, just like that. Gonna shake that cinnamon up a little bit. Okay, I made a boo-boo. So you guys can come along with me. I forgot to add my lemon in it. So you definitely need lemon in it. So you're gonna use a whole lemon and you're gonna juice it. So I'll just cut it in my quarter slices. And I'm just gonna put it right in here. Normally I would put it in here. I wasn't thinking. I'm sure that's never happened to you guys before, right? Or if you're making cookies or something and you forget to put the sugar. So leave a comment below if you guys have ever left something out of a recipe. I've done sugar before when I made cookies. And now I'll shake it up a little bit. Okay. So we want to make sure that we have about 1 inch headspace at the top of our jar, just like this. Headspace is where you have the top of the jar to where the liquid is. You don't want to have anything there. So you want to go about 1 inch, and 1 inch is on my finger from where my little crease is here. That's about 1 inch. So you can do 1 inch, 1.5 inches, so that if it does start to bubble, you don't want it to come out of the top. So that's why we want to keep a little headspace. So when you guys have been following along with me when we've been fermenting, I normally use the mason tops. I use the puck that you put on top, the glass, to kind of keep the vegetables or the fruits underneath the brine. So today I'm going to use the apple. So I'm just going to cut the top of the apple like so. See? Just like that. And I'm going to put it right on top. Look at that. I made my own little fermenting lid. So there you go. I have my lid. It's going to keep the apples underneath the brine. So if this gets icky on top, that's okay. I don't need that. I just want to protect all my apples underneath. And here I have a cute little fermenting top. So if you guys don't have fermenting top, you can use your apple or other vegetables that you might have. I'm just going to wipe everything down. Make sure everything is clean. Put my lid on. And then I'm gonna put it in a pantry, a dark area. You don't wanna put it in sunlight. You wanna put it at room temperature. Fermentation generally is the best between like 65, 72 degrees or so. If it is a little warmer where you're gonna have it, it may get done quicker, possibly in 2 days. I wouldn't go any longer than 2 to 3 days. So after the 2 or 3 days, when you taste it, it'll have somewhat of like a soury kind of apple taste. And then you're gonna go ahead and put it in the refrigerator because it will stop the fermentation process. And it'll last in the refrigerator, about 3 months or more. Generally, we always eat it way before that. But after you tasted it, just take that apple slice that we had on top. You can take that out. You can feed it to your chickens, compost it, do whatever you want with it. And then put your lid back on, put it back in the refrigerator. Okay, it's in the refrigerator. What are you gonna do? So it lasts about 3 months, 3-4 months in the refrigerator, no problem. But when you eat it, you can have a slice or two, if you want a snack or if you want to eat it with a meal, it's fine. Don't eat the whole jar because it is a probiotic food and it's very good to help with your digestion. It helps to break down, especially carbohydrates. It helps to break down the fibers in the foods. It also, when you ferment something, it's going to increase the nutritional value. So let's say you have vitamin A and vitamin C, vitamin K. Those vitamins are going to be increased as well, big time, the vitamin B, all the B vitamins. You're going to get a lot of those. So it's very healthy for your digestion. And so when you take this, you don't want to do the whole jar because it might get you bloaty and kind of gassy. You just need a little, as they say, a little dab will do ya. Here on our homestead, I try to add so many live foods into our diet to keep us the healthiest way that we can. And with colds and flus going around, something like this is really good for your immune system. So when you add something fermented or cultured into your diet every day, it's very helpful for your digestion because your health does come from your gut.
And all the excitement, we got all the red apples and forgot the green ones. So thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you guys like those probiotic apples that Stacy made for you guys. They're gonna be pretty yummy. We'll be chowing on those pretty soon. So don't forget, if you haven't registered for the contest yet, I think you guys are going to pull it off. We just have to work together as a team. We're going to give away a log cabin to one of our subscribers. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. What that means is when we put up a video, you'll get notified right away, and then you can click on the video because we have to get 100 million views as well. So it's our pleasure to do this for you guys. We love it, and we hope we can reach the goal. So don't forget to register for the log cabin giveaway, and you guys have a great day. See you on the next video.
Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday